Alright, so as you can see, we're back down on the main street next to the shop we broke in with Nona. And for some odd
Oh my
reason,
God,
her letter's right next to
the
the trash
Canaloa
can.
was destroyed by friendly fire? We've been lied to all this time.
The USS Walter Roy, a destroyer escort, sunk the USS Canola with friendly fire on October 25th, 1943. It had held a developmental nuclear reactor in its belly and had been sent out weeks earlier as a test of its capabilities. Relatively few even knew of its existence, which tripled the base's confusion when the submarine's communication had been cut. No one outside of a handful of us would ever know the truth. I would discover later that the weapons technician of the Walter Roy had been at Francis Salter's wedding. Salter's wedding. Salter was an engineer on the Canola. I don't know why, but it's strange to me. Okay, also I've seen that letter in front of the shop when I looked up the locations. So that's strange. That is the fourth letter, if I'm correct. Yes, it is indeed. And if you notice, I'm not done yet. I haven't ended it off just because I found that one. Because I did look up several. I know there's an anomaly next to the lighthouse, which leads to one. But for right now, we need to go back to the cliffs. Discovery Cliffs. Also, I noticed we never went down. Hi, Pumpkin. You doing, babies? Yeah, you doing, baby girl? It's a good thing I don't work till 4 in the morning tomorrow. Okay, yeah, that's right. That leads down to the beach. Doy. Wait, what? Sure.
That woman, Marianne Bozick, helped her transcribe the ghost's transmissions.
Okay, Adler's Letters, Part 1. Now leave. Marianne Bozick, forever engraved on the Command Annex memorial plaque, was a kind of humble woman who helped me decode the ghost's unusual messages. I don't think she ever really believed my hypothesis that they were relays from the sunken submarine, even though she corresponded with, as she put it, a man named Calvin, an electrician who died on the Canola. I pieced together the truth, the cover-up, and my own tragic mistake that killed him and his mates over months of careful deciphering. I believe that was 6? No. Yeah, that was 6. I'm right. Because I'm great. Now there is a way to open this one.
This Data Command Annex, as it had been dubbed, was used during the base's early years as the communication
Or you could not.
nerve center for outside military installations. It was also the primary office of Marianne Bozick, a civilian who developed communications protection through the invention of the famed WAL system, a type of radio frequency identification. WAL, standing for Wave Assisted Lock, assigned each person who was stationed at Fort Milner a call sign through which they could use their portable two-wave radios to unlock prescribed doors and gates. Though the mechanics are considered outmoded today, the island still uses this security method to honor its rich history. This Data Command Annex, as it had been dubbed, was used during the base's early years as the communication nerve center for outside military installations. It was also the primary office of Marianne Bozick, a civilian who developed communication protection through the invention of the famed WAL system, a type of radio frequency identification.
Really, Cat?
WAL, standing for Wave Assisted Lock, assigned each person who was stationed at Fort Milner a call sign through which they could use their portable two-wave
See you at
radios
the next
to unlock
one.
prescribed.
Alright, so here we are back at the beach. We haven't been here since the beginning of the game.
Maggie says she hopes the notes are found by the correct person.
To whoever is
Guess that'll
finding
have to
these
be
notes,
us.
understand my hope is that by enshrouding this intelligence in such an obtuse manner, its detection will discourage most innocent seekers, thereby allowing it to befall the correct person, and not the easily distracted military mind, nor the typical bewildered excursionist. What the hell did you do, cat? I don't... Oh, you just knocked my charger off the couch. That's cool. Nor the typically bewildered excursionist. Do not blame the submarine's crew. I don't believe its passengers, like Henry Griffin, can even understand what has truly happened to them. You do not have to forgive me for my myriad failures, but please remember the name Anna Shia. Know that she did not deserve her fate. I believe that one's 12.
Ah,
there we go.
Guess we're not going in there again. Whatever happened must have caved in the opening.
Really? That's it? That's it? And up these stairs. These long, long stairs. Why are there so many stairs? Like, really, I want to know what's up these stairs. I mean, off screen, I kind of ran up them, and I know it leads to the Adler estate. I mean, the old lady whose name we shall not speak of, because apparently we don't mention ancient names. That is beside the point right now. Where the hell does it lead us at? At the Adler estate. Hey, you young punk butt. You a good girl? You a good girl? No, you're not. You knocked my charger off the couch. What if my phone desperately needed charging at 100%? Cat? What if I desperately needed it? I wouldn't have it. Oh! Cool. Leads us right here. That kind of saves me time, actually, as we go to the Epiphany Fields, which will lead us to the... Oi! I said go! Why you gotta be so rude? No, I'm not gonna sing the song. I really dislike that song. It's so annoying. Why are you gonna ask the Father's permission if you're not gonna listen to it in any way, shape, or form? I don't know. It's stupid. Oh, right. This music has gotten really weird all of a sudden. Oh my goodness, this game's really weird. But there was a rock. I know. The one and the only rock. Dwayne Johnson. No, I'm kidding, not that rock. But there is a rock that is up past here. Past the Huggers village. Alright, looks like my peeps disappeared. Honestly, I have no clue where the hell they... Ow, I passed the rock. What am I doing? That rock at the very... I don't even know if that's a rock. Kind of looks like a mushroom. By the way, there's a thing here.
The island is famously named after Colonel Caleb Edwards for his glorious and triumphant slaughtering of countless families during one of the great ethnic cleansings of the 20th century. The forceful removal of an ignorant people to make space for destined holders is a time-honored tradition in our still young country. And you will be a part of that heritage, Alex. Do not resist. It will be over soon.
I'd like to resist. Actually. Doesn't this... No, that leads to Fort Milner. That's not where we need to go. Where we need to go, so we need to go back to the... Yeah, that. Right there. The comm tower. Because over here, somewhere. I don't know where at exactly. I didn't watch the video that far. I just kind of watched it far enough to get me to this point, but not exactly where the letter was at. But I mean, it's not like it can be many places here. I'm gonna be honest with you. There's honestly not that many places you can go to here. No, it's not there. Oh, it's all shiny. There it is.
Oh, she was working at the tower the morning they sank.
I was on the watch duty in the tower when it happened, having just gotten back from an early leave for the reading of my father's will. For years I childishly blamed him for this, too. His one last act against me, but it was nobody's fault or decision but my own. I'm sure it was Francis Salter, who sent the Canola's distress signal. It had been cut off. I still don't know why, and I hastily interpreted the garbled transmission as an attempt to jam radar. And so I sent back the guidebook recommendation to scout and bomb if necessary. Interesting. Oh, guess I'll meet you back at the next one. Alright, we're back at another one I missed. I believe this one's here-ish. There we go.
It'll be good having somebody else here to watch after the grounds, Bill.
I was a park warden in Grants Pass, so this'll be old hat to me. William Marshall, a local park ranger working in Edwards Forest, killed himself today after what his wife describes as a years-long battle with depression. His body was found hanging from a tree in the...
That it? No. None? No subtitles at all for that? Really? Weird. But I believe that is the only one I haven't gotten here. We got the other one in the last video, pretty sure. Yeah, because I had to climb up the rocks. And I don't know if it was in the last video, but I know we got it. I know we got it. Because that was the reason that made me want to look up the locations. Yeah. We definitely got it. So the first two, there are three things we need to find here. One letter and two anomalies. And two of them are over here next to the smallest cemetery in this area. As you can see, there's the shiny right there. This is like 99.9.
If indeed he find fault with anything, or expose it, with charity, the abbot shall discuss it prudently.
Lest perchance God has sent him for this very thing.
Easy. If indeed he finds...
Okay.
She
Weird.
thinks that the ghosts were pushed out of our reality and maybe aren't actually dead?
My belief, bolstered by Anna's and my research conducted largely at the Catbird station where interruptions were rare, is that the men and women of the USS Canola were separated from our dimensional existence by the implosion of the submarine's nuclear reactor. I identified one passenger, Henry, by his call sign, and his confused diction and reliance on game logic says to me that their emotional states, if not mental states, had been reduced to that of children. A thought I cling to when I envision Anna's demise. I guess that would explain why they asked us if we wanted to play a game. Because I distinctly remember at the beginning of the game them asking us I think it was like literally the first time we go into the cave. They asked us if we wanted to play a game. And I was immediately like, nope. Because anytime somebody asks you if you want to play a game, I automatically think of Jigsaw from Saw. So it's almost an automatic hell no for me every time. I think this one's 105 something. Not for sure.
It would have been better had it never been found.
Definitely not that way. Ah, it's over here somewhere.
X6.
Well, how do you know you're Bobby Dunbar?
I know who I am, and I know who you are, and nothing else makes a difference.
Is that it?
X6.
Well, how do you...
Yeah, that's it. And that's all for this area. Now it's time to head towards, what is it? Campgrounds. That's right. And there are 3, again, in the campground area. 2 anomalies and a letter. Because that seems to be the running theme here. And I will get that in this run because you know what? I saw it. It's fresh in my memory. They're at the one giant rock place. You gonna get your ass over here faster, Jonah? This is why you're an idiot. Bruh. Faster. Mush. I will whip you, servant boy. Servant idiot. Yeah, that rock I climbed when we first came here, and there was nothing there. Well, now there's something there. And there's something at the very bottom of that rock climb. And then you'll just have to see. And I don't mean this first rock climb that's inevitable, that you have to do. I mean the one that's optional. Obviously. At least this time we don't have to go through some infinite loop. Cause screw that. Don't. Just climb up this rock as fast as we can because we're Alex, the rock climbing champion, as Jonas, the stupid idiot, just stands there and takes in my view, which isn't. Oi, that's wrong, dude. That's wrong. No. Just hell no. Let's see, where is it? Where is this one? Was this the 90? 91.5?
Yesterday, the remains of 4 bodies were discovered in 2 cars submerged west of Cape Mears. How the cars got in the water, no one...
Okay. Yep. How the cars got in the water is no one... It's no one's idea. No one can explain. Ah, yes, shiny. As you can see, there's the shiny. All the way at the end here. Now that we have found the letters.
Maggie thought that the way the ghosts can talk to us and vice versa is waves.
Anna and I frequently conducted tests at what was once the East Barracks. Here, during the brutal winter of '51, waves of any kind, radio, nuclear, electromagnetic, seemed able to pass through all existence under certain circumstances, which explained our ability to get communiques sent from them. This might also justify the frequency of hearing one of the Canola's electrician's call signs. Calvin Gilbert came echoing through the relays on April 4th, 1952. We would attempt to reverse the manifest, break down, and bring the soldiers back. Alright, and as Jonah's still trying to climb the wall, we're immediately going to climb down as he reaches the top. Making Jonah's climb effectively useless. Yes, stupid agent. And here we go. Up the beach. Up the hill, not the beach. This ain't no beach. Ah. Oh. Interesting. What is this one? 97.9.
Baychimo, Thresher, Peterhoff, Arizona.
Alright, interesting. We'll find the last few, I hope, in the next one. In the next... but I'll see you at the next one. So here we are. Ready to find this one. This anomaly of sorts. What is said to be the hardest one to spot. Now, honestly, it pretty is hard to spot because it kind of blends in. I mean, it's right there, but it kind of blends in with the shadows and stuff. It's a bit guarded. It's 106.5, right? 106.7. My bad.
Teddy also registered images on objects, places, and persons on magnetic tape, taking into consideration the impossibility of...
I hate it when they do that. Either way. And then across this jump over here is Maggie Adler's letter 10.
Maggie and Anna tried to bring the soldiers back in the cave.
After stealing equipment from the relay station, Anna and I entered the cave just before dawn to try and communicate directly with the crew of the USS Canola. We successfully tuned into the source of the temporal tear and spoke, albeit briefly, to Henry Griffin, the SOC sergeant who died on the sub. But the power overwhelmed my dear Anna, and she was absorbed into its ridge. All that remains there now is a flickering hue of the partially open gate, a window to a perpendicular space that seems to have augmented the submarine's call. But of all my regrets, perhaps the deepest is knowing Anna's last vision was of me fleeing from her in terror. That's not good. Either way, I will see you at the next one, which is, of course, at Fort Milner. Here we are. You gotta use your radio to open the door, and then you come in here. Oh, by the way, this is the frequency you need to be on to open the door. And way back down here, like 89, I think. 89.9.
Something keeps touching my leg in the water, and I don't know what it is. Can we just go into the cave now?
No, sure. I just want you to have a good time. Wait, I think there's something down there.
Wait, Jason, don't trip. There's a... Jason? Something keeps touching...
Okay, so that was interesting. I thought it was just gonna stop and end, but no, it continued. It continued. And also, Jason, he's an idiot. He's gone.
It says that the base first found the ghost's messages here.
The first transmissions from the lost soldiers were recorded here by a signal officer training new recruits. I heard about it soon after. Yes, word of the childlike, almost playful messages spread quickly, but the broadcasts were usually dismissed as an ongoing prank. Faulty equipment or AM stations bouncing off the midland. However, after I successfully decoded one of the midday from Calvin Gilbert, an electrician who perished, and the USS Canola, I knew it had to be something more. Oh, right, and from there we just literally continue on like we did normally. Yes. Leave. I did not expect the loading screen, but I probably should have. Yeah, probably should have expected. Why I didn't, I don't know. Oh yeah, here we are, back in the place where Jonas couldn't hold it in. Come on. There we go. Let's come down here. He volunteered for submarine service. So why is there a giant picture of a tiger? But here we go. Forget which one this is. Definitely not anymore that way. Oh, there we go. 93.35. 94.3.
Individual it is maintained is enveloped in a radium invisible to the carnal eye and only perceived by the soul accustomed to it.
Orderly! Orderly!
What?
Charlie 6.
Okay, that's just weird.
Well, Maggie brought her friend Anna here to help, I guess.
When people in the comms department began transferring off, I was able to convince my higher-ups, including, coincidentally, one eventual Army passenger on board the Canola Henry Griffin, to bring Anna on board as a replacement. Anna had been working in broadcasting, so it made enough sense to the upper ranks. Incidentally, when I dreamed, it is usually during this time period amidst the change, and I am trying to prevent Anna from ever coming. Makes sense. Back outside, we'll run into our last letter and our second to last anomaly, if I'm correct, because I have to go back to that one house because I was an idiot and I tried opening the door with the anomaly shown on screen, but that was the anomaly for the rock, not to unlock the door. So here we are. I believe this one's 101. Yep. 104.7.
Ow. 7.
A low-frequency radio wave is incident upon a body of radio waves travel forever until it is absorbed by matter or a person.
Okay, so I'm just going to assume that's it. Long silence. And the last letter would be over here, next to this. If you remember, we actually did climb this the first time we came here.
The communication school here taught them how to make codes.
Recruits learn communications technology here, and several others learned code breaking. It's true. But due to my aptitude in math and mechanical engineering, I was assigned code making, specifically ciphers with which to conceal projects from even other government agencies. It was a job I grew increasingly uncomfortable with, but my keen interest in radio science had me pulling double duty as a comms officer. I remember one of the Canola's engineering, Francis, calling me a radio woman. As far as he knew, it was my only job. No achievement. Maybe I missed one somewhere. I don't know. Either way, I'll meet you at what I hope is the end of the collectibles. So I realized my indiscretion, and that was I completely forgot about the lighthouse. This one's 105 something. 105.1. That's what it looks like.
How many of you are there?
Really? I don't need to hear my voice again. I know how weird I sound. Alex. Oh?
I didn't know Maggie grew up in Maine.
Oh, Adler Letters Part 3. We finally got them all. There's a similar statue of a soldier in Maine where I grew up. My memory of it is, I think, part of the reason why I said yes when the Army recruited me out of college, despite my family's protestations. Anna, my closest friend from childhood, was of course thrilled at the possibility of my escape. I anonymously started the position in 1975 to have this one made after. The daughter of Canola, crewman Francis Salter asked. I don't know why, a marker, maybe for the hope I once had to help people. Also, we saw that statue in the, oh, what was it? It was the, son of a It was the last flashback with Michael, or I don't know if that was the last flashback, but it was the last flashback we had up to this point with Michael when he's talking about leaving to New York and staying or getting serious with Clarissa. So at this door, okay, it opened. Awesome. Yeah, I doubt it's gonna be that far back. Oh, there it is. 101.3. 100.3 actually. Well, that's not messed up at all. Either way, that is all, I'm pretty sure, of the anomalies and the Adler's letters, Maggie's letters, whatever you want to call them. So we have found all the letters and we have found all the anomalies, and for some odd reason I ended where I started, essentially. So if we pause, we go to the photos. They're all here, but obviously the last one. Letters, we've got them all, as you can see. And anomalies, you're just gonna have to trust it by the achievement ghost stories. Otherwise, you probably might not be able to tell you got it. So with that, this episode is over. Us searching and looking for anomalies and letters all over this island. So I hope you all have a great day. Remember, only you can be the best you can possibly be. If you like the video, give it a like, comment if you like, be super special, awesome. Oh my gosh, go around the pin. As I was saying, comment if you like, be super special, awesome. Subscribe if you already haven't, because that would really help me out. And as we make the climb up this long trek, ta-ta for now.